Hi there, my name's Alan from ASW Crafting and I'm a design team member for www.that'scraftyonline.co.uk. Now, in this video we're going back to basics. Once again I'm going to try and get this all done in one, so if I do make a sort of blooper, I'm apologising now, and with careful editing I might be able to get it out. Now, when I say we're going back to basic, we're going to go back and I'm going to talk about one of our staple things, which is stamps. As you know, there's three, there might be more, but there's three types of stamping. There's rubber, there's polymer, and there's acrylic. Now, if I show you the rubber, these can come in one of a few ways. One way is this. They come in a packet, they're all put together. I don't know if you can see them if I open it up. And it is then your job then to, here we go, cut them out. And you can see the rubber there. You then have to sort of cut them out with a pair of scissors and mount them onto something we call easy mount. Now, easy mount is this kind of backing. And you can see, you peel off this side and that is very, very tacky. Very. So this is what goes on your stamps. So that's the one way. So this is, I'm going to put this, I'm going to show you how it works. I've cut out this rubber stamp from a sheet. I'll peel off the back. Take the rubber, make sure I mount it quite level, and then press down. There you are. Now the next job is with a pair of scissors. I don't know why I picked out these big ones, because I don't feel comfortable in cutting, but I'm going to try. Is that you cut around the thing, you leave as much a gap as you can, and then you just cut round them. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut these square out so that I can trim them up later. But this is just so that you get an idea of exactly what you do and how easy mount works. Okay, so that's it. Then if we take off the backing there, like this, this is then what sticks onto our acrylic block. Let's just get a block. There we go. So that then goes onto our block and we can start using it. Now, the other option, the way they come, these rubbers, is they're mounted onto a wooden block. This is the way that 99%, they used to be like this all the time. They came in here and you'd have rows and rows and rows of this wood mounted block. I don't like them, so I carefully, now this is my way, I don't expect everybody to do it, but this is only the way that I do. I just carefully take them off, discard this, they'll come in really somehow, and there you have it. I've got, this is equivalent to this. So now, all I've got to do is just tidy up and get all these bits off so it's level, like this. So you just peel these bits off, and then when it's done, there's nothing. But as you can see, the colours, rubber stamps come in various colours. I even found, and this one is by Queen Cat Designs, hers is blue. Now I've not got the makeup of what this is, but it seems to be a deep cut. It's not pliable like the others, it's quite strong, whereas with these, as you can see, you can pull them with rubber, but this appears, you know, there's not much give in them. So that's the rubber stamps. Now the next thing, oh, I forgot to mention the thing that this company, Paper Artsy, they make absolutely fabulous stamps. Brilliant, I love them. I think they're so innovative. Was that a word? Innovative? Anyway. These ones, they don't come back, so you have to use the easy mount, put them on the foam and then cut them out, but they are a beautiful stamp. If you like artsy, then these are definitely the way to go. Now, we then come to polymer and acrylic. These are clinging. They're clinging stamps. They come to you in a pad. They're kept on plastic. You just take them off, unpeel, stick them on your mount, ink up, and there you are. Now, I would advise you with a brand new stamp, especially when it's got a lot of what will be black detail, take a very, very fine piece of emery board, as fine as you can get, and then just give it a little coat. One here. Let's have a look. Gone. Sure, I've got one. Should have. Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? Of course, when you want it. Right, here's one. Now this is as soft as I could get. The thing. It's not hard. Just take it and gently, just give it a couple of coats. Because with it being big, as you can see, it's now got, the ink has got something to grip into, and then you'll get a much better stamp image. So, as I say, be careful. If you're not comfortable with doing it, then don't do it. I would advise, you know, but it's just the way that I go, especially when there's a lot of detail and I need to stamp them. Now then, the other one is polymer. Now, what I'm going to do is that I've had permission, and I'm going to read off the Clarity, who invented this. This is what they have to say about their stamp. What is the difference between polymer stamps and a silicone or acrylic? Polymer stamps are not to be confused with these. They may look see-through, but they are not the same thing and do not perform in the same way. Polymer resin is intended to take the ink. Silicone and acrylic don't take the ink in the same way, so the reproduction is not as effective. They may be less expensive, but the proof is in the print. Clarity stamps are also heat resistant when using a fusible film and fibre techniques, and will not distort or melt even when using with molten embossing powders and hot waxes. So these ones, the polymer ones, as you can see, a very, very deep etch. You cannot use them with heat. You could, sorry, these you use with heat. You cannot use our good old friend the acrylic with heat. You will just melt these. That's all that's going to happen. You'll melt them. So now you can use heat with the rubber. That's not a problem. So just to sort of round it up, I'll just go through it again quickly so that I've covered all bases, and I think you have a better understanding of what happens. Rubber stamps, 9 times out of 10, come like this. They come in on a sheet where you have to cut them out and mount them onto something like Easy Mount. Now then you have the ones, again a different colour. These ones are red. They do exactly the same thing. You put them onto an Easy Mount or something similar. I do say Easy Mount. It's a lot better. It's a lot firmer. So I would suggest you keep with Easy Mount if you can. And then you put them on and you cut them out. With these, as I've cut them out, what I would use is a craft knife, and I'd follow the edges. Hi, this is Alan. Right, yesterday I shot the video on how I cut out my rubber stamps when I put them onto Easy Mount. Then I thought, well, I've shown you what I do, so I didn't show you, I think, how I actually prepare them and cut them out onto the Easy Mount. So this is a little add-on which I hope fits in and you'll have some understanding. So if I get this a bit closer to the thing, the stamps, right, as you can see, the stamps came and I've cut them out. There is, oh, I shouldn't have done that because it's now stuck on there. As you can see, this is the waste from cutting out the stamps using a pair of scissors. So I've cut them out, and then I've looked at it and I thought, well, how can I maximise the space I've got with the stamps I've got, because I don't want to waste a whole sheet just to put half a dozen stamps on. It's not worth it. So I did some playing around. Obviously this was covered like that, and I sort of placed, and I just maximised my space. Now then, I've got this done. So I take a sharp craft knife with a good blade. Then what I'm going to do is that, using the edge of the stamp, I'm going to gently go round it. Now, I'm not too worried at the moment about these little bits here. I can trim them off later. So it's just a case of getting the stamp out from behind the sheet. There we go. Right, we're just going to do the base bit. There we are. As you can see, it's cut out. I'm sorry the light's not very good. It's mounted onto the U-mount, and as you can see, I've left a good. I like to leave a little bit of a margin all the way around my stamps. So can you see there? So there you are. I just thought I'd add this in as a little extra on the end of it, on how I prepare them and how I cut them out. I hope this has been helpful. Then we have the polymer stamp, which is this one, which is the clear deep etched one, which can be used with heat. And you then have our good old friend. Now this is the one that tends to go on the market a lot. This is what you tend to buy in the packets, the acrylic stamp. They're fine, they're fabric, they'll last you a lifetime if you look after them. Now, by looking after them, keep them out of sunlight. Keep all stamps out of the sunlight. Cover them up, keep them secure. Because what I'm going to do in the next couple of videos, we'll go into how you look after them. I don't want to try and be in a position where I'm teaching the grandma to suck eggs, but I think it's important that we get new crafters in all the time, that they're not threatened by what we use every day, and that they feel comfortable in asking, can I please have an acrylic stamp? I want a stamp that will use on that I can use with heat, so therefore I'm going to need either a rubber or a polymer based stamp. Now then, there is one more form of stamp that I forgot to mention that's coming through. Now that is the self-clinging one, and that one is like this here. No, this is the rubber one. It's self-clinging. Now this one, it's the rubber. It's a glossy rubber. I can't describe what the rubber is, and the lines tend to be, these lines are very, very fine, and they're not a thick line or anything. But these, as you can see, they've got the picture on the back of exactly what's going on. So when you put it on your block, I know this one doesn't fit, you can see exactly what you've got. So there is this new range of, they're called cling stamps that are coming through. That they've got the image and then they've got the thing so you can know exactly where you're stamping. Right, that's covered that. I hope it's been informative and I've not sort of made too many mistakes, and that you have a little better understanding of what a stamp is and how you mount them when you get them like this. Like I say, in the next couple of videos we'll then move on and we'll go into how do I care for them, how do I mat and layer. So thank you for watching. I hope it's been informative and I hope to see you again soon. Thank you very much.